What is up, studs? Ryan here, or MandRproductions, and coming off of yesterday's reveal with 5 new LEGO Star Wars Summer 2025 sets, we've now got 2 more sets revealed with the 327th Battle Pack and the V-19 Torrent. I don't know why LEGO split the reveal 24 hours apart like this. It's not like these are very special, crazy sets, but that's the way they did it. So, if you guys enjoy, hit the like button. If you have an opinion on these sets, hit me in the comment section below, and subscribe so you don't miss my reviews on these sets as soon as I can get them in hand. Now, we've got the 327th Battle Pack first. We got to start there. $45 for a Battle Pack is certifiably insane. That's 2 Battle Packs in one, 45 bucks, and it's not even 2 full battle packs because the droid side of things here is totally skimped out on. You get 4 clones and then 3 droids. Not 4 clones and 4 droids, 4 clones and 5 droids actually was the number from 2024 in the $30 battle pack. So 30, now 45, and we're getting less. Actually, how can anyone defend LEGO? There are people that do it. They find a way. Quality, price, they'll do it. But this is insanely unacceptable. I mean, $45 for a battle pack on its face to begin with is absurd. And then you're including less for that money. It's ironic because back when the very first Super Battle Pack came out with the File First Battle Pack in 2020, the designer, Jens, he said, we wanted to include as many figures as possible. That doesn't feel like that's been the MO with these Super Battle Packs generally. It feels like, how do we scam our customers as efficiently as possible and make it feel like they're getting a good deal, but they really aren't. Super Battle Droids, nice, I guess, right? We've seen them in a few sets now recently. Certainly nothing to write home about, though. They don't have like the rocket arm or something that would make them cool and special. We do have the 327 Troopers, though, which people have waited a long time to see LEGO revisit. The original version of this, the last version really, was done in 2005, so it's been 20 years. Let's check in and see which details they've now made worse. The first thing that these 327 Troopers don't have is the correct number of ammo pouches. These new ones only have 2. This also applies to Bly, but I didn't really talk about it on Bly yesterday. We had a lot more to talk about. But 2 ammo pouches? Well, back in 2005, we had 3 ammo pouches, the proper number. So, you know, I don't know. I don't feel like that's a bad criticism to point out that they've gotten worse there because they just factually have. The other place they've now messed up is the helmet, and that's not even discussing the helmet warts and ugly double helmet hole thing. That's a whole nother topic of conversation. But the print on the helmet, right? It comes straight down, and then where it meets the black brow, it's supposed to be blank underneath. There's supposed to be basically a gap of yellow printing between the brow and the eye visor, and then the yellow continues below that. But with this new figure, it doesn't do that. You know what they did in 2005? Exactly that. The accurate, proper print. They've made it worse. I don't understand how they're taking detail that's accurate away that they had 20 years ago. Of course, the base of the design is kind of the modern 2020 design, and that's good and acceptable. It's just got plenty of things that aren't good or acceptable about it. The lack of waist cape probably being the last thing that I'll touch on here. That's fairly obvious. 99% of people would agree that these figures should have waist capes. They are continuing to not give waist capes. Again, in a set that costs twice the price of a normal battle pack, includes less than what 2 battle packs would actually include. The silver lining of these troopers, I suppose, is the new pauldron piece, but because, again, they don't have waist capes, the pauldron piece makes them feel top heavy as far as the design looks. The pauldron itself, though, is really nice. I actually love the way it looks. I like the color on it, especially for this particular trooper, because it's got that darker tan color, and then relative to the more yellow color on the torso and helmet print, like, it's a really good, accurate difference in color there, and I like that they were able to have that detail represented. It's just the rest of the figure, not great, but that's modern slop troopers for you, and I think I'm going to stick with that term. I mean, I think it really well represents what LEGO Star Wars has been putting out, is how do we extract every penny from our paying customers while not putting real effort or resources into it. Moving on, we've got some builds in this set with the 327th style ATRT as well as a redesigned spider droid, and the ATRT is smaller. People have been asking for the ATRT to be minifig scale and be smaller, and this is a step towards that. Of course, you can have a minifig sit down on top to pilot it. We've got some similar design work to what we saw with that original 501st Battle Pack ATRT, and of course the color to kind of match the 327th, but it is still a smaller ATRT, which is what the feedback has been. So this is a positive thing, I would say, even though generally smaller on sets, as we've seen with the Turbo Tank and MTT in recent days, and what we're going to see with the V-19 Torrent, isn't what people want, but here I think it is absolutely what people want. The Spider Droid seems to have gotten a little bit bigger, a little bit bulkier, especially in the head area. They have really changed the design on this Spider Droid to be, I think, much more accurate. It's a design that really hadn't changed a lot in about 15 years. Like, it's been a long time since the Spider Droid had seen any meaningful change, and I do like that they've changed it up, tried to make it more accurate. Again, it shows that LEGO cares in some way about making things accurate. I just don't know why that can't apply to clone troopers. Like, makes no sense. But the Spider Droid, I think, is going to be a nice improvement. It's just made with a lot more pieces now, and I do think it looks cool. I just, you know, all together here, this is not $45 of battle pack. It's not even 2 full battle packs together, which together should be $40 if you had 2 full battle packs. So this is like $32 of value, in my opinion, for 45, and that might be pushing it in some people's opinions. Now, it's also worth noting that there was a leaked image of this set months ago, and it also included a little scenery build that is no longer here. So not only did they increase the price on this set, they removed something that was originally supposed to be planned to be in the set. It had like a Bacta tank, and it kind of reminded me of the Battle on Seleucami, but not quite a build like that. But yeah, you were supposed to get like a little Bacta tank build and a little scenery build of Felucia in this, and that is completely gone from this final rendition of the set. So I mean, that just is crazy to me. I can totally believe that they did that, but it's just sad, right? Next up, we've got the 75432 V-19 Torrent Starfighter. 567 pieces. This one originally was supposed to be $60, is now going to be $65. And I actually think that price seems fair looking at the box, the piece count, the cool minifigs that we're going to be getting. So we've got General Obi-Wan Kenobi with the printed arms. This is exactly what I want to see out of my Jedi figs. I mean, this is great work. Just really cool to see a 2008 Clone Wars Obi-Wan in the modern era just done so beautifully. Love to see that. We've also got Asajj Ventress, which is another great character and figure to see here. Very unique outfit. I don't think we've had this outfit before, so she totally looks a little weird to me, if that makes sense, but seems to be very accurate to the source material, although I haven't had the time really to go back and check. And then we've got the big one here in the Clone Pilot, getting a new helmet mold for that Clone Pilot, and from this one front-on image, it looks fantastic. I absolutely love it, except the helmet print doesn't go very far back. I don't know. I just don't find it acceptable that that's the best they can do for the print on the top when Clone Army Customs has been doing like a perfect one for 10 years. So it just feels cheap and lazy to me on Lego's part to only have the print go partially back. But if that's not an issue to you, that's not an issue to you. And then the character is amazing. So, I mean, that's how that works, right? I suppose I'm happy that we finally have the Clone Pilot that we should have gotten in the UCS Gunship in 2021. But I guess I'm not that thrilled because I don't think this one is going to double as a commander. So if this one doesn't at least double as something, I don't know.
Clone Commander, which also doubles as the pilot of the ship.
Anyway, the V-19 Torrent on the box looks beautiful. I think it looks great, super accurate. And then I saw this other picture and I was like, oh no. Oh, it looks like a chibi scale V-19 Torrent here. It totally looks so bad landed. And obviously the sad part is that's how you have to display it. They really sell you on that flight mode on the front of the box, but boy, was I not ready to see that thing landed. I think it looks kind of sorry at this scale. I do wish they had been able to extend the wings to be a little bit bigger. That would go a long way on this set, frankly, and that's its main issue is just how short those wings are. Otherwise, I'd say a lot of the design on it is really well done. Got some very accurate color going on, got some intake fans, you've got some stripes, albeit stickers, on the wings, but the stripe detail is there. You've got the engines on the back. You do have stud shooters, which don't look the greatest for the cannons there. And then the system for opening and closing the wings. We knew there was no way they were bringing back the system from 2008. That was just a non-starter. But it does seem like it's going to work fairly well where you're just individually going to have to move the wings up and down. It won't have that coolness factor that 2008 had, but I think the trade-off is obviously you get a much more tiled off, well-finished build. But again, the other trade-off is this one's all squished down and too chubby looking. I don't know. It's just unfortunate, I think, all things considered. If they had put another $20 or so into this set to extend those wings and make it look nicer, man, this would have been a crazy set. I feel like ultimately when we're going to compare it to that 2008 version, this one is going to look much more like a toy, which is a weird thing to say because the other one was also a toy, but this one looks very childish and the other one looked cool. That's the best way I can describe the difference between this one and the 2008 one. Take it or leave it. I think we still have the buildable Ewok yet to be revealed for LEGO Star Wars on August 1st, but otherwise, that's pretty much all the sets for the summer wave. So you can check out my other video on the end screen in a second. If you enjoyed, hit the like button. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.